Bueno, continuamos esta aventura donde la dejamos. Estamos a salvo. Y podemos ver que... A ver, la misión. Hablar con Sir Robert. Estoy en una zona privada. Bueno, tenemos que salir de acá. Acá no. Supongo que es por acá. Uf. Ah, porque tiene hambre. Se marea. A ver, comida. Vamos a comer el panecillo. Acá está Robert.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Ahora sí.
I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith who moved to the countryside to make horseshoes.
Acá estamos.
I can't understand why he'd waste his talents, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
Bueno, denme de comer porque me estoy muriendo de hambre.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear. Aren't you, young master?
Así es. Denme de
Here you are,
comer.
then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Bueno. Nos dieron una habitación.
When you've done, you can
Comida.
sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Hambre. Cuanto más tiempo se pasa hambre, más débil se vuelve el personaje. Se puede llegar a morir. Las diferentes comidas tienen efectos diferentes. Por ejemplo, una manzana no llena igual que un pato asado, pero se conserva fresca más tiempo. Determinadas comidas... Buah, se me fue...
Look out! How ill-mannered.
Pero me dijeron que coma. No me dijeron que coma. Pero ¿cómo como? Señora. Vamos a comer del caldero. Listo. Claro, no tenía que agarrar eso. Y ahora vamos a ir a dormir. Por acá no creo que sea. Es acá. Cuando se está cansado, la resistencia y la elocuencia también van disminuyendo. La solución es dormir. Hay que buscar una cama disponible que se reconoce por el icono de la brújula. Hay que sentarse en ella, iniciar el sueño y establecer cuánto tiempo se quiere dormir. Ok. ¡Oh! ¡Me asustaste!
I hear you came from Skalitz today. It must have been terrible there. How did it happen?
Me asustó. Bueno, vamos a decirle que fue horrible. A ver, tenemos 4, 5 y 2. Vamos a ponerle esta.
It was a fine sunny day until Sigismund came with his army. I saw him sitting there with his red beard and proud posture as he gave the signal to attack.
Oh no.
Vamos a seguir eligiendo esta acción porque es la que más puntos tenemos, porque la espada. Bueno, la espada podemos poner.
They began murdering. They cut down anyone who didn't flee to the castle and destroyed everything in their path. The terrible cries of the wounded and the dying, I'll never forget it. It was only by some miracle I managed to take one of their horses and ride here.
How terrible. All the saints in heaven must have been watching over you to keep you alive. But you're safe here now.
Bueno, lugareña, ¿se puede ir de mi habitación? Gracias. Me asustó, ¿eh? Ok, vamos a dormir. Y vamos a poner... ¿3 horas? No. Hasta las 6, comodidad 50%, saciedad 29, energía y salud. Y vamos a poner a las 6. Iniciar.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood? Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine.
Esta, ¿qué onda?
It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace. To let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry,
Todas le
I
quieren
know
entrar a
this is all
Henry.
very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Bueno, vamos a contarle la historia del ataque.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
A ver, vamos a decirle, me reuní con mis amigos y fuimos a dar una lección a tu disco. No, dice, no, fui a cobrar una deuda.
A fellow by the name of Kunesh owed money to Father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunesh had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved. but Kunnish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
Nos conviene subir la reputación.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig.
Sir Radzig vino a buscar la espada.
The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
A ver, era una horda enorme de atacantes. Vamos a hacerle esto.
Sigismund's cavalry was composed of Cumans. They're diabolical barbarians from the east, with no regard for the rules of warfare, bloodthirsty cutthroats. The very fact Sigismund has them with him shows what a tyrant he is.
Oh,
Well, I don't know.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
Claro, porque ahí tiene más que yo. Vi cómo asesinaban a mi madre y a mi padre.
Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy.
Bien.
May the Lord have mercy on their
Bueno, vengo
souls.
fallando una nada más.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Vamos a decirle, necesitaba un caballo.
I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg and to warn you all.
And with
Bien,
all
gané
that was
reputación.
happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzig's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped.
Ah, era Teresa
I
la que
succeeded,
salvamos.
even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
No me di
Like a
cuenta.
valiant knight.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years? And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
No
Would
te
that
metas
were
ahí.
true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Mira Henry, todo un winner. Sácate las botas.
Move in, people! Come on! Come on! We're running out of time! Quickly!
Quedó retraumado.
You can't go back!
Henry, help us!
Help us, son. Don't be a coward.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Oh, oh. Bueno, vamos. Ir a las almenas por las escaleras de la puerta. Hay que agarrar la antorcha. Ok. Listo. Está lloviendo. En la pestaña inventario se puede ver todo el equipo del personaje con descripciones detalladas. Es también el sitio para cambiar el atuendo de Henry. ¿Qué sacó? La espada. No. Vamos a ver. La antorcha. ¿La podemos equipar? Perfecto. Mira las almenas por las escaleras. Tenemos que hablar con el capitán. Opa.
Listen up. If it's Sigismund and his army, prepare for the worst. But don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Okay. ¿Qué está pasando?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Divish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And Sir Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig. What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes,
Este es
sir.
el dueño de la
He's right
espada.
here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left a storm into the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
Well, what will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to right here now!
Bueno, hay que hablar con Robert. Parece que Henry quiere volver a Skalitz.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request rather than yes.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Take care.
Bueno. Hay que vigilar las almenas. A ver, vamos a hablar con un guardia.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh?
Sí, así es.
I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Bueno, ya lo completé. Pasar el tiempo. Si hay que esperar a algo, se puede dejar pasar el tiempo. Hay que pulsar la tecla T y decidir cuánto se quiere esperar. Pero ten cuidado, el cansancio y el hambre también aumentan cuando se deja pasar el tiempo. A ver, vamos a comer porque Henry tiene hambre. Esa es una zona protegida, no me tengo que meter en problemas. Y acá no se puede salir. Están todos durmiendo. ¿No podemos comer? Vamos a llevarnos la comida porque no tenemos nada. Apúrate, apúrate. Bueno, el objetivo ya lo cumplimos. Agarra todo rápido, Henry. Vamos. Tendrían que ponerte un botón para agarrar todo más rápido. Ya, esto es robar. ¿Y ahora qué tienen que hacer? Ir a las almenas del patio de armas. Okay. Ahora sí. ¿Qué está pasando?
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
Que mató a nuestros padres.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Scallis and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markwart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, the Ratsik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that the Ratsik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bueno, menos mal. Escapar de vuelta sería un problema. Uf, zafamos.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
Henry se quedó con bronca, ¿eh? Y no es para menos. Nuestro archienemigo. Enterrar a tus seres queridos en el cálice, hablar con Sir Robert, ir por el caballo. Ok. Podríamos guardar la antorcha, ¿no? Tenemos que hablar con Sir Robert.
God be with you.
Vamos a decirle, tengo que ir a Skalitz.
Sir Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
¿Qué le digo? Vamos a decirle esto.
Sir Robard, my parents died there. I can't leave them to be eaten by dogs. What would you do in my place?
Sorry, lad, but I won't take orders. You'll have to wait until everything settles down, and maybe your lord will change his mind.
A ver qué pretende Sigismund.
What happened in Kuttenberg?
Gutenberg, well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed. But it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad. These are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair. Him and Wenceslas's cousin, Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
Tenía miedo de los señores insurgentes de Kutna Hora.
Because the lords there could have risen against him with their armies and stopped his conquest of the Bohemian territories?
That's part of it. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Vamos a preguntarle esta.
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
Ok, bueno. Vamos a salir. Tenemos que ver la forma de escapar de acá, porque no nos van a dejar ir. Vamos a comer. Enterrar opcional, ir por nuestro caballo. Bueno, hay que salir de acá.
Aye. We'll be stricken like Sodom and Gomorrah. Got it?
I suppose.
Poor harvests, and now we've armies invading and killing.
Did you see them horrible foreign soldiers? Them with this strange cloak.
Vamos a ver por dónde salimos. Caballo de Rothbard. Este es mi caballo, creo. A ver. Creo que es ese. Caballo de Divish. Caballo. Velocidad 29. A ver este. 30. ¿Cuál es mejor? Para ya saber cuál robar. 31. Ese, ¿no? A ver. Sí. Bueno. ¿Por dónde vamos a salir? Ahí está la puerta.
Good health to you.
A ver, vamos a hacer
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
Vamos a hacer la primera. Es que tenemos poco.
My mother and father were left in Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
Ok. ¿Qué tenés en mente?
What am I supposed to think up?
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I could say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
All right, I'll have a look around for something.
Ok. ¿Hay algún comerciante?
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Hungry, are you? You should go and see the cook. She's good-hearted, especially if you come with some coin. For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votava. Folk aren't too fond of him, because he's as surly as a wet cat. But he can get you just about anything. I saw him by the granary. You'll recognize him easy. He looks like he's never had a decent meal in his
Ese nos
life.
puede dar algo.
God be with you.
Vamos a buscarlo. Cerca del granero. Acá está. A ver.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Vamos a comerciar.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin. God be with you.
A ver qué tiene. Mapa del tesoro. Oh, 100. No tengo nada yo. Igual no tiene nada que me interese. Bueno, tenemos que conseguir armadura para escapar. Ok, no nos tienen que ver. Rápido, tiene que ser rápido.
Is someone there?
Oh. A ver si podemos subir. Podemos agarrar las flechas y el arco. A ver acá, ¿hay algo? Podemos agarrar todo, ¿eh? Eso sí, nos llegan a pescar, sonamos. Necesitamos un casco. Forzar cerradura. ¿A quién le podemos pedir una ganzúa? A ver.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin. Good luck to you.
Ah, sí, tiene. Vamos a comprarle. A ver, 4. Y nos sé si nos va a querer. Comprar esto robado. 33 tengo que pagarle. A ver, podemos conseguir. Oh, ¿qué apreté?
Here, and something for your trouble.
¿Qué le di todo?
Thanks 1,000 times.
Ay, qué pelotudo. ¿Qué le di todo? Bueno, conseguí la ganzúa. Es que no entiendo cómo se maneja eso. Vamos a cerrar acá. Puntero. ¿Y esto como mierda es? A ver qué agarré. Vamos a equiparnos todo. Creo que ahí estamos, ¿no? Sí. Apurémonos antes que esto se complique. Bueno, el caballo más rápido voy a sacar. Montar. Crimen. Sí, ya sé que...
What's going on there? Don't move a finger.
No, nos van a dejar salir. Ay, me tengo que rendir.
All right, you.
Me rindo. Oh.
Someone saw you stealing. You'll have to answer for your law.
You should have thought twice about what you're doing. That will land you a fat fine.
Voy a aceptar el encarcelamiento. Ya fue.
Jail? All right, let's go and get it over with quick.
Get moving.
Uy, qué feo como...
I hope you rot there. And hand over all the stuff you stole.
Me hace cagar. No,
I hope you enjoyed your time in our little establishment.
Not much, actually.
Glad to hear it.
And can I go?
Go? You can, I'm sorry to say. Now bugger off and get yourself killed for all I care.
Bueno, me sacaron todo, me dejaron en pelota, pero estoy afuera. Todo me sacaron. Bueno, no todo. ¿Seguí despierto? Entonces tírame un like por la cabeza y suscríbete para que yo no tenga que hacer más videos así. Nos vemos en otro momento. Chao.